Hello world. It's a bit chilly out here, a bit nippy. In the state of South Carolina, you know what kind of weather you're going to get. It could be snowing one minute, the sun's out melting everything in the next. I'm out here at the park, just taking in the view a bit. Let me turn around and give you a shot of me. There I am. So, just wanted to let you guys know that, we're always facing something. You never know how the weather can change in your life. You never know what mountains you can face in your life until you come to a realization of why you're not progressing, why you're not moving. See, I had to face quite a few mountains in my life. Let's see, it's 2017 now, so 5 years ago, in the spring of 2012, I was laid off from my job. Had been there for 5 years, making decent money, and this was right after the recession of 08, 09. It finally caught up to the company where I was working at. So I was laid off, and I had a house, right? Had this house at that point for almost 8 or 9 years. So I was not able to find a job quick enough to where I can keep up with all of my bills. So I faced foreclosure. Went through several organizations to try to save the home, but none of them worked. So I lost the house. So I had to get an apartment. So of course with the foreclosure, that wrecks your credit. So I had to get a co-signer for my apartment. So my dad flew in from Texas, and he was able to co-sign for me. I had an apartment, and I'm not crying, it's cold out here. But anyhow, had the apartment, had a job there. Still not making great money, but making enough to at least get by. And then about a month before my lease was to be renewed, the particular job that I had, the guy that I was working for, his contract expired. And so those of you that live in an apartment, you know that you don't have months and months to come up with rent. They're going to put you out in about 30 days, 45 days, something like that. So lost the apartment a year later. Had to go and stay in with family. Was homeless, almost homeless, just like that. Well, actually I was, but it wasn't that long a period of time. After I moved all of my stuff out of the apartment, I moved in with some family later on that evening. So about 3 or 4 months later, lost the car. The engine went out. I tell you, it just keeps coming one after the other, huh? So I was without a vehicle. Had to catch the bus, catch rides to work, and different places I had to go. I was fortunate and blessed that I had people in my life that looked out for me in that regard. But the issue is I face tremendous challenges. And those are just a few things. Faced tremendous challenges. I didn't get another car until a year later. But there were some mountains that I had to face. The mountains in here, my mindset, I had to get that changed. I had to get a mindset of prosperity, because when you lose that much, you think that, games start to be played on your mind. You think that you were never meant for anything, that you were not meant for success. And I had to fight that. I had to fight those thoughts that were entering my head that you're never going to make it. You'll never be wealthy. You're not good for anybody. You're always going to fail. You're always going to lose. I had to fight all of those thoughts. I had to come against those mountains. And I finally did. With the help of God, people that were close to me that had their best, interest and heart for me. With a change of mindset and developing myself, I was able to finally break through. And I want to share with you some of those things that I've done. The principles that I had to utilize are in my book called Mountain Mover. Everybody's been through something. So I encourage you, I gave you a little, just a little bit of my life. But go ahead and, click on the link that's around this video somewhere, probably on the top or on the bottom. You go to my website and you'll see my book there, Mountain Mover, A Guide to Overcoming Obstacles. It's getting really cold. You'll see in there some keys, some principles that I outline for you yourself to face. If you're whatever you're going through, you don't have to stay there. You can overcome, you can conquer, you can move those mountains out of your life. So go ahead and check it out. And let's take this journey together.